NASA warns that a solar flare could knock out the internet for months and even years. Here's what we know. NASA has warned of a solar storm that will disrupt the internet and electricity on Earth. According to various sources, scientists indicated that the solar maximum will be reached in the year 2025. Actually, scientists might want to rename that because they just released a study indicating that we will reach our maximum flare in the year 2024. What will happen when the maximum solar flare occurs? They will trigger large geomagnetic storms that can interfere with high-frequency radio communications and global positioning systems, also known as GPS. It will also cause internet outages indefinitely. Officials claim they don't know the dates or time, but we don't believe that one bit. I know last year they claimed a solar flare was going to hit, and coincidentally, they grounded all flights claiming it was in communication era with a certain airline. Have you ever seen the movie Geostorm? At this point, if the end is near, take me out, because these bills may do it first.
Shalom. Koholo Yahweh Shemi Shah, Bashim Gargadash. The bonds to the apostles, the bonds to the elders, the great millstone rule well and touch this truth. Much respect to you brothers out there to preach his word in truth and sincerity throughout four corners of earth. Tabernacle David, hopeful elect, and the speckled bird. I want to say shalom. So as we read in the scriptures, we understand that the famine of the word is going to come, and it must come. And when it does come, that's pretty much the doors of mercy being closed, just as the days of Noah, when he was building the ark. We're out there on the highways and byways and doing these sit downs. We're building our spiritual ark. And the Lord, Noah didn't have to close the doors. The Lord closed them doors. And then when it started to rain, that's when everybody wanted to get up in the ship. But by that time, it was too late. So as the scriptures say, there's nothing new under the sun. We understand that the famine of the word must come. And whoever made their calling and election sure, Lord willing, we of those men, we're going to be of the elect. And we're going to be delivered from the times to come. While everybody else is out here playing around. As the scriptures say, they were eating, they were marrying, they were drinking, pretty much having fun. These are the days that the Lord is speaking of. Death, hell, and destruction is coming upon these people, and the famine of the word is coming. However the Lord sets it up. Whether Esau Edom, he just shuts down the grid, or the Lord sends a solar flare. However it happens, we understand that it's going to happen. So as the scriptures say, now it's high time to wake up out of sleep. For now our salvation, now our salvation is nearer than when we believe. Just roughly paraphrasing the scriptures. Let's go ahead and get this in Amos 8 and 11. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua, power that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor of thirst of water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh, Bashim Yahushua. That's time coming. Once again, whether Esau Edom just shuts down the grid, or whether the Lord just say, sends that solar flare or whatever, man. That time is coming. And these people, they willfully disregard the word of the Lord. And they're going to be wishing that they took heed. All right, talking about our people, because this word is only for our people. The Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and speckled bird. Verse 12, they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north and to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of Yahweh, and shall not find it. In that day shall fair virgins and young men faint for thirst. So that's coming, man. And how they gonna faint for thirst? The thirst of this word. See, this word gives us this wisdom, knowledge to understand. We understand the times that we living in. You see, while these people, they run up to their pastors, thinking that their pastors have the word, have the vision, they don't have it. They're not giving you prophecy. They're not giving you the true breakdowns. And so when that day hits, that day comes, that's when they're actually going to seek the man of the Lord. And you're not going to be given that word. Matter of fact, before I get that, it says Matthew 24 and verse 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations. And then shall the end come. You see that? And once you've seen Abba Bibbins and the apostles and brothers, it's like the apostles and the elders and brothers on down, their elders, you know, when this word came back, all right, when we got the breath of life back into us, that's when you started to see these prophecies pop up like popcorn more and more. Especially when the apostles and elders hit the scene on YouTube, if I'm not mistaken, in 2007, 2008, 2009, somewhere around that time. It's when you seen the boom, right? As you read in Ezekiel 37, you know, that great awakening of people waking up. And that's when you see the deterioration, the great fall of Babylon the Great right before our very eyes. All right, how fast that this kingdom is falling. You see, I was watching. They had what was it? The presidential debate in 2008 with Joe Biden. You know, I guess it was the vice presidents, and they were against this fruity pebble movement. And now you fast forward today, and I mean, just in a couple years, you can see the deterioration of this kingdom. Now they hunkering down with it. They all hands down with it. You know, when they had that flag on Sodom and Gomorrah Day, you know, it showed you that this place is Sodom and Gomorrah 2.0. All right, so hey, going back to the scripture, we doing our work, and that's why you seen the fall of Babylon the Great. All right, because these Christian pastors, they've been around. They've been around for a good minute. The people were deceived for a good minute. Now, when the Israelites hit the scene, that's when you seen the end coming to pass right before our very eyes. This is Amos 5 and verse 13. This is what's going to happen in that day, man. Because as you've seen in the video, you know, that solar flare hit. And if I'm not mistaken, they said Geostorm, the movie Geostorm. Yeah, it's going to be crazy as hell like that, man. And these people are going to be wanting answers. They're going to be wanting answers, man. And guess what? They're not going to get it. Because when the answers were readily available to you by the men of the Lord, you didn't want them. So now you got to learn the hard way. Now the fire got to give you that understanding. Amos 5 and verse 13, therefore the prudent shall keep silence in that time, for it is an evil time. You see that? We ain't got time to be breaking down the book of Revelation, breaking down the times for you in that day. Lord willing, we those men. We're not going to be giving you those breakdowns, man. Hey, we probably going to be telling you, you know, go to the gods of Winter Stone that you were serving. Go to them. No habla English. All right, we ain't gonna be talking to you in that day, man. You know, as you read in the book of Jeremiah was shut up. All right, that's gonna happen. The man of the Lord is not gonna give you that wisdom that day. That fire is gonna have to give you that understanding. This is Romans 13:11, and that knowing the time, all right, because we're blowing the trumpet, we telling our people and we telling the nations their judgment, we telling you what time it is. That is now that it is high time to wake out of sleep, for now our salvation is nearer than when we believe. Okay? So they talking about 2024, 2025. Hey, regardless, man. It's time to make your call and election sure, regardless, man. You gotta be ready. It could be this year. You gotta be ready, man. Make your call and election sure now. Stop procrastinating. Because Jake out there in the world, they like Esau, thinking that their houses is going to continue forever. It's not going to happen, man. It's time to make your call and election sure and not be procrastinating, waiting till the last moment. You wait till the last moment, nah, man. It's blowing the smoke in the Lord's face. It's like you. It's blowing the smoke in the Lord's face. So the Lord ain't gonna save you for that, man. It's the second Ezra 6 and verse 27. For evil shall be put out, and deceit shall be quenched. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and the truth, which have been so long without fruit, shall be declared. And we're gonna see who had the truth all along. Why they called us the bum camp. You know, hey, we ain't got the wisdom, knowledge, understanding. Why ain't you in them churches? You're going to see who had the wisdom. They're going to have that wisdom of Solomon 5 moment, man. Lord willing, we on the great side of that. All right, where we get beaten up, where we get them spiritual power. All right, them new bodies. These people going to be like, man, these the dudes, man. You know, hey, go read that Wisdom of Solomon 5, man. Very powerful. You know, that's how they gonna be. You're like, man, they had the truth and we didn't, man. We were fools. All right. So I'm gonna end it right there. Lord, when it's edifying, when to give all praises going on the two. Yahweh Bashim El Shah Bashim Dash and the Wa Obaba Ball Shalom.